the way I describe divorce with a lot of clients is really divorce, while it's emotional, it is in the court's eyes, at least in California, it's really a business decision. In fact, the family law code, as it relates to the finances, as it relates to support and property division, really mirrors the corporate code. So courts are looking at property division in exactly the same way that they look at dissolving a business. And we're still, for people with children, there is still a business relationship after the business of raising your children. And so having somebody that can help them with those finances, understand the math from a business perspective, I believe is really going to benefit them in their divorce process.
Absolutely. 100%.
So some tips for people as they're getting ready to consider divorce. What are some tips that you have before they get started in that process, before they've met with the mediator, they've met with the financial person, they're just in that considering phase? What tips would you give them?
Okay, so let me just understand. So we're talking about someone that is considering a divorce but hasn't really decided to get divorced, but kind of sees it going that way. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, like the divorce is inevitable. Like it's
inevitable.
You know, but they haven't made any steps to start the process.
Okay, so I would say tip one is to try and get a handle on what your assets are. Because we're talking about money here, like you said, it's going to be breaking up a business. So you want to get an understanding on the numbers, right? So let's say your husband owns his own business, right? Start looking at the tax returns. You know, and on the tax returns, there's a lot of information. So if you need help interpreting a tax return, maybe go see an accountant, maybe go see a financial advisor like myself. And then from that, they can see, okay, where are all their capital gains distributions? You can get a lot of information from that about the assets that you own just from the tax return. And start educating yourself. I mean, that would be step two. You know, you get an idea of what the assets are, and then you start learning about it. You're learning about what you own. Why do you own it? How much do you own? Does your husband work for a large corporation where they have stock options? Do they have, you know, do they have a defined benefit plan? Do they have a pension plan? Do they have a 401k plan? Is it matching? You know, all that type of information you need to start understanding and start learning about right away. And it's a lot. I mean, don't kid yourself that, you know, it's, oh, this is going to be easy. It's an overwhelming amount of information. And if you don't already have the knowledge embedded in your brain, it's a process to learn it. And it's very overwhelming. And the sooner you start, the better.
Those are great tips.